Imagine walking into a place so cold that your breath crystallizes mid-arand, yet it smells like heaven. Sweet vanilla, deep chocolate, fresh strawberry, and rich cream flood the air. This isn't a dream or a five-star dessert kitchen. It's a full-blown industrial ice cream factory where science meets sweetness on a massive scale. Every single day, over 100,000 tubs of creamy delight roll out of this chilled powerhouse, enough to satisfy an entire city's cravings. But behind each scoop lies a tale far more complex and fascinating than you might expect. You see the smooth texture, the balanced sweetness, the perfectly shaped swirls, but what you don't see is the stunning choreography of engineering, raw materials, timing, and chemistry that makes this cold treat possible. So what kind of magic, what kind of machinery, and what kind of human brilliance goes into creating this frozen phenomenon? Let's take a deep breath and plunge into the frosty heart of the factory that keeps the world smiling. Scoop by scoop, the moment raw milk arrives at the factory gates, a ticking clock begins. Unlike the milk that lands on breakfast tables, this milk is carefully chosen from high-quality regional dairy farms with strict hygiene, animal care, and yield standards. In the US, dairy hubs like Wisconsin and California supply massive quantities of milk that serve as the backbone of the frozen dessert industry. Globally, countries like New Zealand, Germany, and the Netherlands stand as titans in dairy exports, shipping hundreds of thousands of tons annually to ice cream manufacturers. Around the world, the milk makes its journey in insulated tankers, chilled to just above freezing around 4 degrees Celsius to preserve its freshness and halt the growth of harmful bacteria. When the milk arrives at the plant, it doesn't get a free pass. Every liter is immediately sampled and tested. Scientists and technicians analyze it for butterfat content, protein levels, temperature, and any sign of bacterial contamination. Only after clearing this rigorous quality check is it pumped into colossal stainless steel silos, each capable of holding tens of thousands of liters. From here, the real magic begins: the transformation of liquid milk into one of the world's most adored indulgences. First comes standardization. This step fine-tunes the milk's fat and solids content to exact specifications. Unlike regular milk, which naturally varies, ice cream mix needs precise engineering. Too much fat and your scoop becomes greasy. Too little and it loses its richness and body. Most frozen dessert recipes aim for a fat content between 10% and 16%, depending on brand identity and target market. In the past, this balancing act was done manually and painfully slowly. In 18th century England, ice cream was a labor of love, crafted in wooden barrels surrounded by ice harvested from lakes and salted to lower the freezing point. Cream, honey, and fruits were mixed by hand, turned slowly and steadily until a frozen treat emerged. Today, however, machines have replaced muscle, and precision has replaced guesswork. After standardization, the base mix made of milk, cream, sugar, and stabilizers is transferred into huge blending tanks. These tanks, fitted with high-speed agitators, mix everything into a silky smooth liquid. Emulsifiers are added to help the water and fat molecules stay united through freezing and thawing. Think of them as the peacemakers in this molecular war, keeping the texture creamy rather than icy. But before any freezing happens, the base undergoes one of the most crucial safety steps: pasteurization. Pasteurization is the unsung hero of food safety, and in the ice cream world, it's non-negotiable. Using massive plate heat exchangers, the base mix is heated to around 85 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds and then rapidly cooled. This swift thermal dance kills harmful microbes without compromising taste or nutrition. It's a legal requirement in most developed countries, and for good reason. Pasteurization not only keeps the product safe, it also ensures that every tub delivers a consistent, high-quality taste. Once pasteurized, the mix heads to aging tanks. These refrigerated tanks hold the mixture for a minimum of 4 hours, up to 24. Aging allows the fat crystals to firm up slightly and proteins to fully hydrate, enhancing the dessert's texture, body, and resistance to melting. Meanwhile, another set of artisans gets to work preparing the flavor components. Whether it's pure vanilla from Madagascar, deep cocoa from Ghana, or vibrant mango puree from India, each ingredient is meticulously sourced, weighed, and tested. Vanilla, for example, is one of the most challenging ingredients to produce and comes with a wildly fluctuating market price, anywhere between $200 to $500 per kilograms thanks to weather, crop yield, and global demand. With the base aged and the flavors perfected, the next step is freezing, a stage that is nothing short of mechanical theater. The flavored mix enters continuous freezers, gigantic machines that both whip and freeze the base down to around -6 degrees Celsius. Here's where another essential element is introduced: air. In the industry, this is called overrun, and it determines the texture and volume of the ice cream. Overrun percentages can vary wildly from 20% for denser gourmet styles to 100% for lighter commercial ones. That means in some ice creams, half of what you eat is actually air. But don't feel cheated, done right. It's that airy lift that gives your scoop its creamy melt-in-the-mouth magic. Inside these freezers, precision is king. Rotating blades churn the mixture, while pressurized refrigerants and digital flow meters ensure exact conditions are maintained. The largest machines can process hundreds of liters per hour, and elite-level factories pump out more than 100,000 liters of frozen delight every single day. That's millions of scoops every weekend. We're still only halfway through the process. The semi-frozen mix now flows toward the filling lines, where automation takes center stage. Tubs, cones, and bar molds march along conveyor belts. Sophisticated robotic arms, vision sensors, and synchronized nozzles fill each container with perfect accuracy. For more intricate products, think cookie dough chunks, caramel swirls, or triple-layer bar. Special injection systems work in harmony with the main flow, adding layers and textures with split-second precision. Modern lines can fill over 200 containers per minute, which translates to over 12,000 units per hour. It's a ballet of metal and motion that feels more like a symphony of engineering than a food production line. Next comes the final deep chill. The freshly filled containers enter spiral hardening tunnels, enormous corkscrew-like structures that gradually drop the product temperature to -20 degrees Celsius over the course of 1 to 3 hours. This solidifies the structure, locks in flavors, and makes the product shelf-stable for up to 2 years under proper conditions. It's here that the ice cream achieves its signature firmness without becoming rock-hard or icy. This is the phase that ultimately determines how your dessert behaves when it hits your spoon. Though the factory is dominated by machines, humans still play a vital role. Engineers monitor systems, food scientists tweak recipes, and quality control teams conduct tests every hour. In boutique operations and artisan factories, much of the work is still done by hand-folding in inclusions, hand-packing pints, or visually inspecting each item for perfection. This blend of high-tech automation and human craftsmanship ensures consistency at scale while still leaving room for creativity and innovation. Now, let's talk logistics, perhaps the most underrated element in the journey from cow to cone. Moving frozen product in bulk is no small feat. One hiccup in temperature control can lead to the formation of large ice crystals, which ruin texture and taste. That's why cold chain logistics are tightly managed. Insulated trucks, refrigerated storage units, and real-time temperature tracking software form a seamless network that ensures every shipment remains frozen solid. From loading dock to grocery store freezer aisle, all this efficiency comes at a cost. Dairy prices fluctuate based on everything from weather to global trade policy. The surge in demand for butterfat and milk powder has driven up ingredient costs, while energy consumption for refrigeration and transport continues to rise. Producing just 1 liter of premium frozen dessert can cost anywhere from $1 to $3, with natural flavorings like pistachio or real fruit puree accounting for as much as 30% of the ingredient costs. And yet, the demand is only growing. The United States leads the world in per capita consumption, with Americans devouring around 20 liters each per year. In Asia-Pacific, markets like China and India are rapidly expanding thanks to urbanization and rising disposable income. Europe remains a stronghold of ice cream passion, especially in Italy, the UK, and France. This soaring appetite has driven manufacturers to innovate faster than ever. Low-sugar formulas, lactose-free options, and plant-based varieties made from oat, almond, and coconut milk are gaining ground. Each new trend forces factories to recalibrate. New ingredients mean new behavior, new machines, and new testing protocols. It's remarkable how far we've come. Ice cream began as a rare luxury for kings and nobles, its ingredients difficult to procure, its storage unreliable. But with the invention of mechanical refrigeration in the 19th century, everything changed. Factories could scale production, preserve product longer, and ship it to remote locations. From that moment on, ice cream was no longer a rarity, was a revolution. In today's modern facilities, hygiene and safety are non-negotiable. Floors are sloped for drainage. Air is pressurized and filtered to eliminate contaminants. Staff are suited up in full gear. Equipment is sanitized with caustic chemicals, and steaming water via clean-in-place systems that don't require disassembly. Microbial testing is done at multiple stages, from raw milk intake to finished product packaging. Each batch is logged, traceable, and stored to allow for rapid recall if ever needed. Yet, despite all the science, automation, and logistics, the heart of ice cream remains unchanged. At its core, it's still just a humble combination of milk, sugar, and flavor transformed through time, care, and creativity into something that never fails to make us smile. Whether it's a cone licked under the summer sun or a midnight snack from the freezer, ice cream is more than dessert. It's a universal symbol of joy, nostalgia, and indulgence. And so, the next time you peel back the lid of your favorite tub or take a bite out of that chocolate-coated bar, take a moment to appreciate the journey, from regional farms to engineering marvels, from the pastures of Wisconsin to the bustling streets of Tokyo. This frozen treat is a triumph of food science and human ingenuity. If you've enjoyed this chilly adventure into the world of industrial ice cream, there's a whole buffet of behind-the-scenes food journeys waiting for you. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and don't forget to subscribe for more deliciously detailed explorations. What frozen dessert flavor is your go-to comfort? Drop it in the comments, we'd love to know. Until next time, stay curious, stay cool, and never stop wondering what really goes into the foods you love.